to the overview of Paul's second letter to the Thessalonian believers. This letter was written to the same churches from Paul's first letter to Thessalonica. Just like Pastor Mike mentioned in his overview of the first letter, there was some misunderstanding about when Christ would return. Paul writes them again because apparently that misunderstanding had not gone away. Some people were saying that the day of the Lord already happened. Everyone missed it. Some people said it's not going to happen at all. And others still were waiting for the day of the Lord, but making a huge error in the way that they shaped their living. As a result, some were living idly with the excuse that they were just waiting for the day to come. Meanwhile, some believers were living in discouragement because they were experiencing persecution. And at the same time, they were being told that it was all for nothing. Imagine if you're in Thessalonica. You're being persecuted, waiting for Jesus to come back, wanting him to come back, and people are saying, hey, he's not coming back. Imagine the heavy discouragement and the confusion that those believers must have felt. So these troubles were at the heart of Paul's letter to the church in Thessalonica. So through this short letter, only 3 chapters, Paul addresses the issues by providing clarification on the timeline of events that need to take place in order for Christ to come back. In particular, Paul talks about the man of lawlessness being revealed. This man of lawlessness is known to us by another title, Antichrist. The Antichrist is mentioned by Paul as a way of saying, hey, this man of lawlessness is supposed to take center stage before the day of the Lord, a day of judgment and God's wrath upon the earth. So how can we break down this brief letter? I believe we can label each chapter in a way that helps us digest what Paul's saying. Chapter 1 is about God's judgment. And Paul includes an exhortation. May the believers be found worthy of their calling, that Christ may be glorified in them when he does return. Chapter 2 is all about the man of lawlessness. Paul makes clear what the people should expect. He says, don't let anyone fool you that the day of the Lord has already come. There's something else that needs to happen first, namely the rebellion that accompanies the man of lawlessness. That's in chapter 2, verse 3. So Paul wraps up this section by encouraging the believers at the end of chapter 2 to stand firm. The final chapter, chapter 3, is about how to live while you wait. But we see this highlighted in chapter 3, verse 13, which says, do not grow weary in doing good. Basically saying, keep at it. Don't get weary. Don't be idle. Don't waste your mission. Paul concludes with some personal remarks. While this letter's brief, it plays a significant role in helping us as we too wait for the future of God's story to unfold. I trust that you will be encouraged to stand firm in your faith, to trust the Lord as days grow darker, and that you will seek to walk worthy of your calling, so that Christ may be glorified in you when he returns one day. Enjoy your reading of 2 Thessalonians.